Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
I'm Dino Briglio Nigro from Calabria, Italy, and I'm a wine producer along with my associate. Our company is called the Acino Wines. We are biodynamic and organic. And if you want to learn more about wines, please follow Lynn in her radio program. Thank you very much from Dino.
Thank Kevin for social networking, and for me, LinkedIn. You would not believe how many people I meet up with and learn about through the professional organization of LinkedIn Online. And our guest right now is no exception. You know me, I love organic, and the whole philosophy of biodynamic is not just romantic, it's so nurturing to earth, and it's so responsible. I received an invitation from Dino Briglio Nigro to join, to talk to me about his wines. And in fact, we have him on the phone here. He is the winemaker for a biodynamic winery in southern Italy in the region of Calabria. His winery is called Acino Wines. And when you listen to this, the wines will very shortly be imported into the United States in January of 2013, and we will have links up for you to learn more. But Dino, thank you so very much for joining us today on Wine and Dine. And could we start, please, by giving a little bit of history? You are the very first person I've ever interviewed from Calabria. So,
all right, thank you.
So for listeners, tell us, where is Calabria on the map, and give us a little bit of history.
Right. Calabria is in the south of Italy, is the foot of Italy, the foot of the boots, actually. So we are up to Sicily, and it is a region, a county in Italy, which has got 900 kilometers of coast, and has got as well a chain of mountains in the middle. So the climate is quite good for wine.
What are the highest vineyards? I mean, do people plant vineyards along the mountain range in the middle of the country, in the middle of the state?
Right, and our vineyards are located very close to the mountains. So the altitude on the sea level is 600 meters, starts from.
Okay.
But it is very close to the Ionian Sea, which is 25 kilometers far away. So there is different climate from in the morning and in the evening. This helps the wine to have a good texture in the end.
And do you always have a breeze? Do the vines always enjoy a breeze? Yeah.
Exactly. And moreover, I have to tell you that the soil is made of clay and sand, so it's phylloxera-free. So there is no any disease in our county.
Oh my gosh, so are the vines planted on their own rootstock then?
Exactly.
Wow.
You know the history in Europe 100 and more years ago that phylloxera devastated all the vineyards, so they had to plant into the American roots and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, our area was phylloxera-free because of the sea, because of the mountains, so the phylloxera didn't come through. Unfortunately, our county, Calabria, was abandoned because of the immigration 100 years ago. So most of the vineyards were abandoned. And we were lucky to find 3 or 4 vineyards very close to the mountains, and we plant new grape varieties. And, it's a very hard job. I think our philosophy is biodynamic and organic.
How many were you born in Calabria?
Yes.
So how many generations is your family in Calabria for many generations?
Oh yeah, I think from the beginning of our family.
And was your family always in agriculture, or what is your background before you got involved?
Well, my father, yes, they got some land with my mother in Calabria, and they used to cultivate many different plants and fruits and vegetables. But my passion for wine is apart from that, because I have a background of university study, and so I got a degree of that. But then I met another 2 friends of mine, which they have a good passion for wines, and we started this company in 2006.
Okay. The picture that you sent me of your vineyard is just stunning. I would imagine it feels good to be working in the vineyards. Yeah,
the vineyard is fantastic. We send you a lot of pictures, and it's very good. I think if you have time, you should come to visit us, because it's fantastic over there.
Dino, do you have a website for Acino Wines?
Yeah. Acino Wines is on the website, actually.
Okay, so if you would please send me that link so I can put that up with this interview so people can have a virtual tour.
Right. I'll send you the link straight away now.
Okay.
So you can show to the people.
Okay. So talk to us about what kind of grape varieties have a history in Calabria and the international grape varieties that don't have a history.
Right. Talking about red wines, the main grape variety is called Magliocco, which is a typical grape variety of our area, very typical from Calabria.
Okay.
Talking about the white, so we make 4 different wines. The Magliocco is the main red wine, and the white wine is called Mantonicoz, which is made of a grape variety called Mantonico Pinto. It's the only hectare in Italy with Mantonico Pinto grape. Ampelography said that probably this grape variety people thought was extinct many years ago, but we found a clone and we planted this hectare. So nobody has got in Italy a wine like us. We don't make a lot. We make 1,200, 1,400 bottles per year.
Okay.
So not really a lot, but it is an expensive wine. We know, but we really care about this wine because it's the only grape variety which grows in Italy, actually, of this wine.
Where did you find a clone of Mantonico? Did you find it on Calabria?
Yeah, because a friend of mine specialized in this ampelography study. So because I have two to associate with me. Okay. One is looking after the technical aspect of the wine, so he's the guy who checks the lands and the soil and blah blah blah. And then I have another guy for the paperwork, while I am more into the web marketing and the the import export.
Okay. Okay, so I think it's very, very interesting that when you said that the Magliocco is, according to DNA analysis, is actually the ancestor of Sangiovese?
People said that, yes. Obviously, in Italy we have more than 1,000 different grape varieties. If you think that in the entire world there are 3,000 and probably 400 grape varieties, so we have a lot of different grape varieties. Italy is quite long, and different latitudes. So everybody cultivates grape varieties, and there are a lot of clones and a lot of crossing over.
Yeah.
So,
yes. So what's going to be coming into the United States is a red and white. Is it pronounced Chora?
Also, Chora is our entry level. So we have 4 different labels.
Okay.
The 2 one I described before, the red and the white, are oak. So they stay in barrels for a while.
Okay.
While the Chora is a quite different wine, easy to drink, made of a blend of different grape varieties.
Okay.
We use the Guarnaccia, which in French is called Grenache, white and red. It's very easy to drink this wine. We make like I think 6,000 of the white and almost 10,000 of the red.
And let me stop you here, and just so that listeners don't get confused. When you're talking 6,000, you mean bottles, not cases.
Bottles. Right. Bottles.
Yep. Well, and the price of those 2 entry-level wines is going to be about $12 US dollars.
Yeah, in dollars probably will be around $12 the price of Chora.
Okay. And then this the Tocco Magliocco red.
The Tocco Magliocco probably is around 20 in the USA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you're saying 20, are you thinking like New York pricing?
No, I mean to the suppliers.
Okay. And your importer, is he out of New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
We try to be there by the beginning of the next year.
Okay.
So hopefully in
cross our fingers.
Yeah. Cross your fingers. Yeah. Because we are in the Canada with Rialto. We are in some other countries. Actually, I have to be honest. It's easier for us to sell outside Italy because we are not cheap as wine. So in our county, other producers tend to compete, putting the price down, and this is not very good for our economy. So we sell in Calabria, but not a lot because our wine is now we got the Cap de Pirene, which is a very important supplier in Italy. We are the only one from Calabria in their brochure. So I mean, we are quite proud about selling good wine.
And before we go to break, let me also mention then the white again. This Mantonicoz is going to be about $30, and your oak wines are 100% varietal.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to a short break here. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Dino Briglio Nigro of Acino Wines of Calabria. And much of what makes them so distinctive, besides the fact that they're from Calabria, is that they're biodynamically managed in the winery and in the vineyard. And they should be here at the start of 2013. You're listening to Wine and Dine. We'll be right back. I can't wait to taste these wines. I'm sure many of you listening feeling the same way. Wines of very, very southern Italy from Calabria. The winery is Acino Wines, Acino. And we're talking to Dino Briglio Nigro, who is one of the 3 partners of the winery. And evidently, with people, everybody left who was growing grapes and making wine. So this is a relatively an old, revived young wine industry in Calabria. Is that right, Dino?
Yes, it is.
So talk to us about what's going on there. Kind of like politically and or from a regulation perspective of Calabria.
Yeah. You want to know about how is the economy, how is the situation here?
Well, talk to us about the fact that that people are starting to get organized in promoting the wines of Calabria, and yet, even though there's a group that is getting organized, you remain basically outside of that group because you're so staunch in your beliefs and philosophy.
You're right, because here there is some, I would say, cooperation of different wine producers, and we tend to be out of this because we make biodynamic and organic. So just this is a difference between us and the others. And then we are in a very, very good supplier, which we are the only Calabrian wine on this wine list. So, I mean, we are proud of this, and we do the job in a different way. You've seen the picture. I think my colleague, which is next to me, sent to you the link.
Okay.
I don't know if you received.
Okay. Oh, well, I haven't gone. I haven't checked email yet while I'm talking to you.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's a very nice place. We very care about that. So, in this country, probably, people try to sell as much as they can. We don't produce a lot. We make in total 22,000 bottles of wine per year. And comparing with big producers, they make maybe 500,000. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
But, we try to sell in the right spot, in the right place. Only expensive restaurants, wine bars in all over Italy, Milan, Rome, Bologna, Florence, and Venezia, the big cities over there.
Dino, let me ask you. You said before we went to break that there are people that I'm going to put this in quotes, competing against to lower their price, but the people.
No, I mean that sometimes when you need to sell the bottles, you try to make discount to restaurants or to other stuff. We don't do this. We don't want to compete to cheaper price. We try to keep our standard high.
But what I wanted to insert here is that I would imagine, and you correct me if I'm wrong, the people you're referring to, people in your head that do this, they are not biodynamically, organically produced wines. And so they're not in the same category as you. It's so much more labor intensive what you're doing.
Yeah, I understand what you say. And obviously, when people go to the supermarket to buy a wine, I know. See with relatives or blah, 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 the first thing they check now because of crisis is the price.
Yeah, I know.
So obviously they know that a biodynamic and organic product should cost more than the normal one, but depends if people is willing to spend that amount of money for a bottle of wine or not. And I heard that around for the voice spreading that people sometimes prefer to save money for different stuff than wine.
I know, but your pricing, your entry pricing of the Chora red and white at let's say $12 to $15 for is a lot of people spend $12 to $15 on a single bottle of wine, and you don't have a lot of wine, so it's not like you're going to be flooding the market and you have wine that's not going to sell, especially if it's in targeted markets.
We are increasing our productivity because we are, we are very young, 6 years old vineyard. So we try to, in a 5 years' time, we will start to produce different labels. So we want to crack the market with good wines.
Yes.
People have to remember us because we produce good wine. And then in a few years' time, money will come, maybe, hopefully.
What does your label look like?
Our label, quite simple, I would say. We are not very fussy about the labels.
Okay.
So we try to to not very fussy on it.
So
classic. I don't know if my colleague sent you the all the labels. So the Mantonicoz.
That's right.
For example, the white one I told you, it's the only grape variety located in Italy has got on a black label a yellow spot with OZ.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember. I wanted to ask you, could you please describe for us, because I would imagine most, if not all people listening, do not know what a Magliocco smells and tastes like, and what does a Mantonico smell and taste like?
Right. Starting with the Magliocco. Magliocco is a medium to full-bodied red wine, deep purple in color. I would open half an hour before drinking the bottle.
Okay.
And it goes very well with grilled meat, and has got a taste of blackberries. So an explosion in the mouth of blackberries, preserved red fruits, I would say.
Like kind of like a Zinfandel or a Syrah or even a Grenache?
No. I would say more like Grenache than a Syrah.
Okay.
More a Grenache. I think it's got more finesse than a Grenache. Probably a bit less power, but more finesse.
Okay.
Regarding the white, the Mantonicoz has a unique taste because the color is gold. So imagine a color of a Californian Chardonnay, so gold. Okay. Fantastic. And the smell is plenty of herbaceous style. You can feel also the soil, so it is mineral, and the taste in the mouth is quite round. So it's comparing to a Chardonnay, like a Montrachet, a Pouligny Montrachet, French wine.
Really? Even with the herbaceousness? Yeah,
in the end, the herbaceous.
Wow.
We recommend to drink this wine with oily fish. In Calabria, we do for Christmas time some cod cooked in oil and all this different stuff. So oily fish, something that, the wine can clean the palate, obviously, of the oil. So I would say it's for fish, but cooked fish. I wouldn't drink with prawns or something like that, but oily fish, really oily.
And does it, like, what kind of total acidity does the white have?
I would say the acidity is quite medium acidity. Okay. The level of alcohol quite high, I would say, 13.5.
Okay.
And believe me, this gold color, as soon as you see the color, you say, "Oh, this looks like a Californian wine." But it is from the south of Italy, so where the sun is strong as well.
Yes. But then, of course, because you're at higher elevation, you said 600 meters. Yeah. That kind of mitigates the heat a little bit.
Yeah. Because in the rest of Calabria, sometimes producers make a white wine of 14 or 14.5%.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's too strong. Then it's different too much food and wine.
Yeah.
Well, while our Mantonicoz goes very well with this kind of, because it's not too alcoholic, not overpowerful, I would say.
Dino Briglio Nigro of Acino Wines of Calabria, biodynamic and organic wines. Thank you so much for joining us. Problem. Oh, it's been our pleasure. We will have links up for you to learn more. Great conversation. Something new. We like new, don't we? But we like new and old together. Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. the more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.